Hello, everyone. This is Andreas Pop Culture Guy. Today is the latest Andreas Pop Culture Retrospective slash view, and is on the 30th anniversary on Batman Forever. Of course, this is the third installment on the Tim Burton and Joel Schumacher Batman series that ran from 1989 to 1997. And so this third one is the first of the Joel Schumacher series. Obviously, his next one will be Batman Robin, the film that literally destroyed the Batman franchise, live action cinema until, recently the Batman Begins 20th anniversary helped revitalize the character. But we're not there yet. We're discussing Batman Forever, and this is a special one, folks. Batman Forever was the first main podcast. It got me into podcasting, so it's great to review it for a review. And if you want to see my kind of like short review, I did a short review on Batman Forever. If you want a more shorter version of it, if you don't like this film, so obviously this is the 1995 film Happy 30th Anniversary, directed by Joel Schumacher, produced by Tim Burton, Pierre McGregor Scott. It stars Val Kilmer as Bruce Wayne slash Batman, pretty much replacing Michael Keaton from the role after he stepped down, after Tim Burton also stepped down as well. And he's joined by a very eclectic cast. I mean, Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face, Jim Carrey as the Riddler, Nicole Kidman as Dr. Chase Maria, and then, of course, Chris O'Donnell as Robin. Now, just give you guys some of the synopsis quickly before I do my overall thoughts on Batman Forever. The film follows Batman as he's trying to attempt to prevent Two-Face and Riddler, played by Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey, from uncovering his secret identity and extracting information from the minds of Gotham City's residents. And at the same time, he's having some romantic feelings for the psychologist, Dr. Trace Maria, and then at the same time adopting a orphan Aberback, Dick Grayson, of course, played by Chris O'Donnell, who becomes his partner and best friend. Of course, famously, Robin the Boy Wonder. Okay, this is a very interesting review. I I think this is my first time. Oh, no. This is my second review on Batman in terms of retrospective slash review, because I did do Dark Knight Rises. Never mind about that. I did do a live stream review of Batman 89. I just recently did Batman Forever for a live stream review for his 30th anniversary. What I gotta say about this movie? I like the film. I think it's a better focused Batman film. I mean, this is the first time we actually delve into Bruce Wayne and Batman's psyche as dual identities, and plus his origin story. This is like we really trying to deep in his origin story as a character, why, what makes him become Batman, before we really went into detail, as I say, for in Batman Begins, right? Because Batman Begins did the origin story. And then we get here his first time getting Robin. That did pretty well, I gotta say. By this film, which I'll get into. I think this is a good start to terms of positives. I think the film has looks gorgeous. I think Joe Schumacher, his production designer Barbara Lane, did a really good job of reimagining the Gotham City from the Tim Burton world and make it into somewhat like the Dick Sprang era of Batman comic books and a little bit of the 60s show combined. And I think it comes out really, really good. I mean, the neon lights, how you cannot get involved with that? Um, Plus, I thought that the action is better. I mean, Tim Burton is not really good at action with the first two. I mean, the first one has decent action, it's really good, but then Returns kind of step down. But I think Forever really steps up in terms of the action. I like the action. I got to say, I really like the opening. I do dug the finale. I think the explosion and Batman saving Chase and Robin is really spectacular. The score from Elliot Garnthal is really spectacular. It's not my Batman thing, but it's a really good competition for this version of Batman and the Joel Schumacher universe. It's really, I think it's really iconic and very underrated, I gotta say, in terms of superhero scores. But as always, there's a lot of bad in the film. I have to acknowledge. First off, the screenplay from Lee and Jane Scott Match, and of course written by Akiva Goldsman, who's gonna also do a solo job for Batman and Robin. I think they have really great ideas, but I don't think it comes together in terms of the film because of the so many like like I totally forgot. There's a lot of things going on here. I mean, you're dealing with two villains. You got Robin being introduced here and become the new partner for Batman, and then they got this love interest. A lot of storylines to juggle, and some of it is science funny, but then others is not. I mean, I brought up the origin story. That doesn't really pay off as well. I think it should have. That's why you see get release the Schumacher cut because I think if you add it back, the very famous scene, the lead scene of the giant bat and Batman going back to that well, I think it could have made the film more satisfying as a film and a more emotional connection than this version that we get. Because so far, I do agree with Cisco. The movie is very poppy and very breeze, but it doesn't have this rest that you kind of wish to connect. Like you don't have this emotional attachment to the film when you watch it. It's just a very mundane film, just following the motions, right? And then first up, the tonal whiplash from the first two films is also really bad. They're trying to be a little serious still, but then they're trying to be very campy, which doesn't really work. I love Jim Carrey, but I feel like some of the stuff they give Jim Carrey or he's being allowed to sometimes hits, but sometimes doesn't land. And I mean, really the worst thing is characterization, and the one uh person that is really the culprit of this is Two-Face. Two-Face is the worst depiction of the character ever. I mean, I love Tommy Lee Jones, great actor. I mean, The Fugitive, my family loves him. I mean, he's great in No Country Old Man. He's great in the Men in Black series, but man, worst performance ever I see from him. Really bad, contradicts the things that make Two-Face great. And I think this is really the bad reputation this movie has is just the way Two-Face is handled, especially because when the Riddler comes in, that's when he becomes less interesting. And I just don't think Tommy Lee Jones is also having this like pissy contest against Jim Carrey because he was getting so big at that time. Um, I feel like he just is just doing Jack Nicholson 2.0 Joker and not doing right the character of Two-Face. So that's a big negative. And Nicole Kidman, great actress. I think there was really an interesting character for Dr. Chase Maria as a love interest, but it's completely like executed badly. It's just this really awful, like it's a really bad, like imitation of a noir female Mattel kind of role, and it's really bad because she's not even doing her job right. She just wants Batman's baby right away. Like she's very like, pardon my French, horny towards Batman, and when she made the decision, she like apparently loves Bruce Wayne. It comes out of nowhere. That was something I noticed from my recent viewing of this. So that was weird. So, um, great actress Nicole Kidman, but that detracts me. The role was completely executed really badly. And then, Robin, I like Robin. I think he's the best thing for this film. I think that's the one part I do enjoy. Chris O'Donnell is great. This version is a bit mix of Jason Todd and Dick. They I think the writers did a really good job of adapting his origin story. I like that Two-Face killed the parents. That's a really good, nod to the comic books because Two-Face doesn't like Robin. And I think Chris O'Donnell has good chemistry with Val. Just wish we had them both again in the sequel, but doesn't make sense. But he does have good chemistry with George Clooney, I have to say. Um, yeah, yeah, very frustrating film. And Jim Carrey, I love him. I mean, I think he's a good Riddler. Gets overshadowed by the really bad, campy tone of the film, but I think his character is interesting. He has some of Frank Gorshin's kind of style and personality. I think he really delivers that well. He's more developed villain than say Two-Face, and I mean he was very big at the time. I think he really brings the energy to the film when it gets kind of not industry. I think when he comes up again, it's really good. I mean, the film did very well. I mean, for June 16th of 1995, he made box office success over 336 million worldwide, becoming the sixth highest grossing film in 1995. So that's You know, it was a success. I think people forget that, because the Joel Schumacher films came like they produced it back to back. It wasn't like this t 3 year gap between these three films of the Tim Burton Summer films. I mean, it was from 1989, 1992, and 1995. Like there was a 3 year gap between these movies, and then the Joe Schumacher films when they kick it, it was like rapid 2 year mark, which was crazy. I mean, it was common in terms of the franchise. You're trying to milk the money, but it's still common today. But like, I don't know. I don't think it really works for Batman as a franchise. So yeah, very tough movie to decide. I did place it as my number 10 favorite in terms of the Batman ranking. And if I had to rate it, I will probably give it like a 6 out of 10. I thought it's a decent film. It's a more focused Batman film. It's actually the most focused Batman film out of the bunch here, the Tim Burton and Joel Schumacher films. I'll probably put this as number one, despite some great things about the Tim Burton Batman films, but they're not Batman films. That's the thing. So my thoughts is a 6 out of 10. I hope you guys really enjoy the retrospective slash review of Batman Forever. Happy 30th anniversary. I mean, despite some of the Christmas I did, there is some good I just brought up. I think the production design is great. The music is really awesome. I think some performances are really good, at least to keep my interest in the film. And it's trying to be a Batman comic book movie. So that's one positive thing I have to say that is I definitely take. And yeah, and are you rest in peace, Val Kilmer. You have potential to be the great Batman. If you had a chance to come back again, if this series didn't went downhill. So RIP Joel Schumacher and Val Kilmer. So thank you everyone. There's gonna be more retrospective slash review on the channel. Please subscribe and hit that like button. Ciao.